There are seasons in life where the weight feels unbearable, moments when you wake up and wonder how you're going to make it through the next hour, let alone the next day, times when the answers you were hoping for never arrive, and the doors you were praying would open seem nailed shut. And your heart whispers, "What now?" When life feels impossible, when your strength feels gone, and you're standing in the middle of a storm you never asked for, that is the moment heaven steps in and says, "Watch what I can do." You may feel surrounded by problems, but you are also surrounded by promise. You may feel pressed on every side, but you are not crushed. You may feel uncertain, but you are not alone. There is a power fighting for you that can make a path right through the chaos. A power that parts seas, moves mountains, and turns drought into rain. A power that doesn't need permission from the situation to bring deliverance when it's time, it's time. Life has a way of convincing you that you're stuck, that things will always be this hard, that the struggle defines you. But impossible is not where your story ends, it's where miracles are born. The very obstacle that looks like it came to destroy you is the one that will reveal just how unstoppable you really are. You've been crying, yes. You've been shaking under the pressure, absolutely. But even while you felt like you were breaking, something inside you was growing. Even while the world was telling you no, heaven was preparing a yes. See, the setback is not the end, it's a setup for the kind of breakthrough that doesn't make sense to anyone who didn't see the battles you fought in private. A breakthrough that arrives without warning, flipping everything that once felt impossible into the very thing that pushes you into destiny. When people count you out, he counts you in. When resources run low, he multiplies. When paths disappear, he creates new ones. You don't have to understand how, you only have to believe that it's possible, because the one who walks with you specializes in impossible. So wipe your tears, straighten your back, and hold your head high, because impossibility is about to turn into testimony. Every challenge you survived is proof that you're built for more. Every moment you stayed when quitting looked easier is proof that resilience lives in you. You're not here by accident. You're not fighting for nothing. There is purpose in the pressure and power in your perseverance. You may not see the way yet, but the way is already forming. Keep moving. Keep believing. Keep expecting something to shift in your favor. Because when life feels impossible, that's exactly when the breakthrough shows up. You're closer than you think. Your path is being cleared. And your victory is already written. When life backs you into a corner and every option seems to disappear, that is often the exact place where miracles begin. We tend to think miracles happen when everything looks hopeful, when progress is visible, and when strength is overflowing, but miracles are born where human ability ends. When you can't fix it, when you can't figure it out, when nothing you try seems to work, you are standing on the soil where the supernatural grows. Difficult seasons strip away the illusion that you are in control, and while that feels frightening, it is also the moment when divine intervention has the opportunity to step forward without competition. When every earthly answer has run dry, that is when heaven writes a new one. Impossible moments demand a different kind of belief. You can't rely on what you see because what you see looks hopeless. You can't rely on what others say because their words are shaped by limitations. You can't rely on your own strength because you're already stretched thin. So in the place where ability fails, faith steps in, and faith isn't loud or glamorous. Sometimes faith looks like getting out of bed when your heart is breaking. Sometimes faith looks like trying again after hearing no again. Sometimes faith looks like standing still and refusing to give up, even when you don't know what comes next. These small acts of endurance in impossible times become the cracks where light breaks through. There are moments when what looks like defeat is actually preparation. When the odds are stacked against you, when the battle feels unfair, when you are outnumbered and overwhelmed, that is not a sign that you are losing, but that you are next in line for a breakthrough. The impossibility is not a punishment. It is a setup for something extraordinary. Every great story in history has a moment where it appears all hope is gone right before the turning point arrives. The night is darkest right before the morning. The storm is loudest right before the calm, and the challenge is hardest right before the victory. If everything were easy, no one would recognize the miracle when it came. Impossible moments also reveal what you're truly made of. Pressure strips away the unnecessary and exposes the strength you didn't know you had. You discover resilience that was always inside you but never required until now. You find courage you didn't ask for but desperately need. The impossible doesn't come to break you, it comes to reveal you. There is a version of you that only emerges when life demands more than you think you can give. And when you look back later, you realize the situation that terrified you was the very thing that transformed you. Even when it feels like everything is falling apart, something divine is holding the pieces together. You are not walking through the impossible just to suffer, you are walking through it to witness something beyond logic, beyond resources, beyond human explanation. You are being positioned for a moment where you can say, "Only a miracle could have done this." The impossible gives birth to testimony. The impossible becomes the chapter that changes the entire story. So when life feels like there is no way forward, don't let despair convince you the story is over. You may be standing at the very edge of a miracle unfolding. The situation that looks impossible today may be the same situation that soon proves you were destined to overcome. When life turns up the heat and you feel pressure coming from every direction, it's easy to believe something is going wrong. But pressure is not always a sign of destruction. Many times it is a sign of development. Diamonds are formed under pressure, strong muscles are built under resistance, gold is purified under fire, nothing valuable is created without being tested first. The pressure you feel right now is not there to crush you, it is shaping you, strengthening you, and preparing you for the breakthrough that is coming. We often pray for blessings, elevation, and success, but we forget that those things require responsibility, character, and endurance. You cannot walk into a bigger future with a fragile foundation, so the pressure comes to build the version of you that can handle what you are asking for. It teaches you how to keep going even when you're tired. It forces you to confront fears you've been running from. It builds courage where you once had doubt. The very weight you wish would go away is the weight that is making you stronger. Pressure also reveals what you've been carrying that no longer serves you. When life squeezes you, the truth of what's inside comes out. If fear is there, it surfaces. If insecurity is there, it rises. If faith is there, it stands. Pressure exposes what needs to be healed, surrendered, or released. It exposes the lies you believed about yourself so you can replace them with truth. It exposes relationships that can't handle where you're going. It exposes habits and mindsets that would block your progress. What feels like life working against you is actually life clearing the path ahead of you. When everything feels heavy, it becomes tempting to doubt your worth and question your progress. You may wonder why it seems harder for you than for others, but elevation comes with weight. The higher you go, the stronger you must be. People who are called to impact others deeply will always experience pressure more intensely. Your fight is proof of your future. If the enemy is bothering you, it's because you are a threat to what he fears. Pressure doesn't show up where there is no promise, but in the middle of that weight, something powerful is happening. You are learning to endure. You are learning to trust what you can't see. You are learning to move forward even without clear answers. You are learning to breathe through the discomfort because you believe there is purpose on the other side. Pressure is building spiritual stamina in you. It's teaching you how to stand tall in a world designed to make people bow to fear and discouragement. Breakthroughs often require the breaking of something old perspectives, old doubts, old fears, so that something new can rise. Pressure breaks what needs to fall away and strengthens what needs to last. One day soon, you will look back and understand why you had to go through this season. You will recognize that the pressure didn't destroy you, it transformed you. What once felt like weight will look like preparation, and the strength you gained here will carry you into victories that once seemed impossible. So when you feel the pressure rising, don't panic, breathe. Stand, keep moving. You are not being buried, you are being planted, and the breakthrough that's coming will make every moment of this fight worth it. Struggles have a way of making you feel like life is working against you, like every challenge is proof that you're not enough or that you've somehow failed. But what if the very things you're wrestling with are shaping you into someone stronger, wiser, and more grounded than you've ever been? What if your struggle is actually sculpting your purpose? Growth doesn't happen in comfort, it happens when life stretches you beyond what you thought your limits were. Every obstacle you face is developing a skill, a strength, or a testimony that you will need for where you're going. Sometimes you don't even realize how much strength you have until life demands you use it. You discover resilience only when the storm hits. You learn patience only when things take longer than you want. You gain courage only when fear tries to stop you. You learn discipline only when distractions are tempting. You learn to pray deeper when life gets heavier. Your struggle becomes your classroom. And every tear, every fight, every late night moment wondering how you'll survive is evidence that something inside you refuses to quit. Purpose is born from the battles you've survived. The situations that felt like they were breaking you were actually building you. When you've walked through darkness and still choose to seek the light, you carry a kind of strength that people who have never struggled can't understand. You gain compassion for others who are hurting. You gain clarity about what truly matters. You gain confidence because you've seen yourself rise again and again. You learn that you are capable of overcoming what once terrified you. Your struggle is shaping you into someone who can help others overcome their battles too. Your voice becomes more powerful because it's backed by experience. Your wisdom becomes deeper because it's been earned, not borrowed. The pain you felt becomes the passion that drives you. Nothing you're facing is wasted, not one moment. Every difficulty is preparing you for a future that requires endurance, leadership, and strength of character. Struggles also separate what's temporary from what's permanent. They reveal who is truly for you and who was only around for convenience. They show you what you can live without and what you must hold on to with everything you have. They strip away pride, ego, and false identities, so the real you, the one with purpose and power, can emerge fully. The struggle isn't trying to destroy you, it's trying to deliver you into who you were always meant to be. Even when you feel tired, even when the journey feels unfair, even when the weight feels like too much to carry, remember this: struggle is proof of movement. You are progressing, you are growing, you are being refined in the fire so that you can shine in the destiny ahead of you. And once you reach the other side, what once hurt you will empower you. What once confused you will make sense. What once seemed impossible will become part of your testimony. So don't despise the struggle. Don't assume it means you're failing. You are being shaped for something greater. Your struggle is not a sign that you're weak, it is evidence that you are becoming stronger than ever. The version of you emerging from this will be unstoppable. There comes a point in every journey where you have to release what can't go with you. Growth requires separation, not because you are better than anyone, but because you are becoming someone new. There are relationships, mindsets, habits, and environments that were only meant for a chapter of your life, not the whole story. Yet letting go is one of the hardest things you'll ever do because your heart remembers what your future can no longer afford. Sometimes the thing holding you back isn't your lack of potential, but your attachment to what has already expired. We often cling to what is familiar even if it is hurting us. There's comfort in what we know, even when it drains our peace, our joy, and our identity. You may find yourself trying to drag people into a future they were never designed for. You may keep explaining yourself to those determined to misunderstand you. You may keep investing love where there is no growth, hoping that loyalty will unlock reciprocity. But elevation requires evaluation, and that evaluation will show you who truly supports your evolution and who only supports the version of you that benefits them. The longer you hold on to what is not aligned with your purpose, the heavier the journey becomes. Letting go is not an act of bitterness, it's an act of belief. It means you trust that your life still has more ahead than what is behind. It means you honor your calling enough to walk away from what steals your strength. It means you refuse to shrink so others can stay comfortable. There will be people who don't understand why you're changing, and that's okay. Your mission is not to convince anyone, your mission is to grow. And growth will always create distance from those who are committed to staying the same. When you release what weighs you down, you create room for what is meant to uplift you. New opportunities can't enter a life that's filled with outdated connections. New peace can't settle where old chaos still resides. Sometimes your hands must be empty before they can be filled with something better. There are doors waiting to open for you, but they require both hands free, not one hand holding the past hostage. Release is the gateway to receiving. Letting go teaches you how to love yourself without apology. It teaches you that you deserve relationships where effort is mutual, where respect is natural, and where presence is appreciated. It teaches you that your heart is too valuable to keep giving it to people who don't know how to care for it. It teaches you that your energy needs protection, and your purpose needs a safe environment to grow. Choosing yourself is not selfish, it is stewardship of the life you've been given. Yes, it will hurt. Yes, there will be lonely moments. Yes, memories will try to pull you back into what once felt right. But loneliness is not a sign to return, it is a sign that transformation is taking place. Pain is not punishment, it is preparation. Every time you choose your healing over your history, you are stepping deeper into the life you were made for. What you remove reveals what you are ready for. Letting go is not losing. It is making a decision to no longer lose yourself. It is learning to move forward even when comfort calls you backward. It is trusting that your heart will love again, your joy will rise again, and your purpose will lead you somewhere far greater than where you started. You are not walking away from people. You are walking toward your future. And when you finally look back, you will realize that release was the moment everything began to shift for your good. Pain can be the very tool that shapes the strongest parts of who you are. It stretches you, breaks what's weak in you, and reveals what was always powerful within you. In the moment, it feels unfair. It feels like you're being torn apart, left behind, forgotten. But every difficult season is working on something inside of you. The discomfort you feel is evidence that something is growing. Just like a seed pushing through the dirt, breakthrough requires pressure. Transformation is never gentle. It disrupts everything that felt familiar so something greater can rise. You don't grow stronger in ease, you grow stronger in resistance. There are moments when the hurt feels so deep that you wonder what good could possibly come from it. You question your worth. You question your purpose. You question whether you still have the strength to keep going. But pain is often the indicator that God isn't finished with you yet. Closed doors, broken relationships, delays, disappointments, they are not random setbacks. They are divine redirections. You are not being destroyed, you are being developed. The fire that feels like it is consuming you is actually refining you. Your character is being strengthened, your discernment sharpened, your faith rooted deeper than ever. Healing doesn't happen overnight. It takes courage to face wounds that you've hidden for so long. Growth requires you to confront fears you once avoided. You learn how to forgive, not because they deserve it, but because you deserve peace. You learn that crying isn't weakness, it's release. You learn that vulnerability is not a flaw, it's a doorway to real connection. You face the broken pieces of your heart and discover they are still capable of love, still capable of joy, still capable of purpose. You will look back and realize that what tried to break you actually built you into someone more resilient and more compassionate. There is a version of you that cannot coexist with who you used to be. Pain creates that separation. It forces you to evolve. It forces you to choose healing over familiarity. It forces you to outgrow what once felt comfortable. Sometimes growth is isolating because everyone cannot come with you into the next level of your life. Pain shows you who truly stands with you, who believes in you, and who only benefited from you. It will reveal truths you once ignored because love made you blind, but that truth is what sets you free. And while you're in the middle of it, you may feel like you're losing yourself, but in reality, you are finding yourself. You are discovering new strength, fresh wisdom, and deeper faith. You are learning that survival isn't the goal, thriving is. You will rise from what was meant to bury you. The same thing that made you cry will soon be the testimony that makes others believe they can survive too. Your story will be proof that pain is not the end, it is a turning point. This season is not a punishment, it is preparation. You are being trained for the blessings you've been praying for. You're learning how to carry joy without dropping your peace. You're learning how to walk in purpose without needing outside validation. You're learning resilience that can't be shaken by temporary storms. Every tear is watering seeds inside of you. Every challenge is building spiritual muscle. When the healing arrives, you will understand why you had to hurt first. Pain is not your enemy. It is the path to the strongest version of you, a version that will walk boldly into the future believing, knowing, and embodying the truth that you were always stronger than you thought. When you reach the point where everything in you wants to rush, force, panic, or quit, that is the very moment trust becomes real. Trust isn't proven when the path is clear. Trust is proven when the way forward feels blocked, when the prayers seem unanswered, and when the timing seems painfully delayed. It's in those moments that you learn to rely not on what you see, but on what you believe. God's timing may not match your expectations, but it will always match your purpose. Just because it hasn't happened yet doesn't mean it's not happening. Delay is not denial. You are not being forgotten, you are being aligned. The wait is not wasted. Every day that feels like nothing is changing is actually shaping you into someone who will steward the blessing well when it arrives. You see, sometimes God slows you down because the blessing is ready, but you are not. Rushing can cause you to mishandle what you prayed for. Impatience can lead you into relationships, opportunities, and decisions that look good but are not God. When He holds you back, it's protection, not punishment. He knows every trap that's been set, every distraction designed to detour you, every counterfeit that would pull you off course. That pause in your journey might just be the hand of God blocking what would have broken you. And when you look back, you'll thank Him for every not yet you cried over. Trusting God's timing means walking even when your steps feel heavy and your heart feels uncertain. It means waking up another day and choosing hope instead of despair. It means believing that the land God promised you still exists even when you're wandering through a desert. Faith is not about feeling strong every day. It's about showing up even when you feel weak. Some seasons are about moving fast, but others are about standing firm. Your job is not to understand every detail. Your job is to keep going, keep praying, keep believing, keep taking steps, even small ones. Progress isn't always loud. Sometimes it looks like simply refusing to give up. There are blessings that only make sense once they arrive. There are breakthroughs that look like burdens while they are being built. The timing that frustrates you now will later reveal why it had to be slow, why certain people had to leave before the blessing came, why doors had to close to push you toward the right one. The waiting season is often where the greatest transformation happens. It's where God develops courage in your spirit, peace in your mind, and maturity in your decisions. He's writing the parts of your story that will one day inspire someone else to hold on. Trusting God is not passive, it's active endurance. It's choosing faith over fear daily. It's surrendering control so you can receive what's truly meant for you. God is not late, He's strategic. He's not ignoring you, he's arranging things in your favor. Timing isn't just when something happens, it's when everything is ready, and when God says it's time, nothing can delay it, no opposition can stop it, no enemy can interfere, doors swing open, mountains move. Paths appear where there was once nothing but impossibility. So keep walking, even when you don't see progress, even when it feels slower than you wanted, even when doubt whispers that it would be easier to turn back. Every step you take in faith is declaring that you trust God's way more than your worry, and that trust will lead you exactly where you are meant to be, right into the break through that was prepared with you in mind from the very beginning.